Morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of On the Court with First Coffee. My name is David George Smith. Everyone's doing well. Everyone's having a great day. Just get right into it. Congratulations to the Knicks for winning their first title in 52 years. First banner that they can hang in their arena in 52 years. The NBA Cup Championship. Congratulations to the New York Knicks and their fans. That gives they're going to be bragging about it until they actually win a real NBA championship. So congratulations to the Knicks for now. That'll be your, whatever you want to call it. If you want to say that it was, real, something tangible, whatever. You got to pick your, as a Sixers fan, I get it. You got to pick your victories, so to speak. So I'm happy for him. Yeah, what a game last night. Tale of four quarters. I want to say tale of two halves, but it's definitely a tale of four quarters. Or really just one of them for the most part. Knicks really exploded in that fourth quarter. If you watch the game, overall, just looking at the stats, you got Victor Wembanyama with 18 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 7 for 17 from the field. Owen Harper with a big third quarter. Remember watching that. 21 points, 7 rebounds, 0 assists. Let me see how many he had in the third quarter. 7 points in the third quarter. Victor Wembanyama with 12 in that third quarter. Yeah, they exploded in that third quarter. Especially just going back and forth. When it got to the fourth, Spurs only scored 19 points in the fourth quarter. Wembanyama had 2. De'Aaron Fox had 1 point. What do you go? 0 for 3. Victor Wembanyama 0 for 4. Yeah, just a complete collapse from the Spurs. You could tell who really wanted this game. And it was the Knicks without their titles. But they have one now. They have a cup. So congrats to the Knicks over their stats as well. Jalen Brunson with 25 points. Plus minus of 15. As well as Jordan Clarkson had a plus minus of 15 points. Just wonderful game. Joe Bridges, 11, 5, and 5. Karl-Anthony Towns with 16 and 11. Got Josh Hart with 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals from Josh Hart as well as Karl-Anthony Towns. Yeah, I mean, they got outscored. I mean, they outscored the Spurs in the fourth quarter by 16 points. So it really went to show. They really came down to the Knicks just really showing up in that fourth quarter. So congrats to the Knicks. I know I making a joke about it, but this is still a new thing for the NBA. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm sort of on the fence. I think it's cool that they're competing for something that isn't the end all be all in the Larry O'Brien trophy. I think this is something cool, but I think they need to. I know they want a little bit of money, but there needs to be something more structured, I guess, as far as how the seating goes and how everybody gets to Vegas, I guess, is sort of, because it sort of just happens. You know what I mean? It's not, there's no like build up, like we've seen. It's sort of just in the smack in the middle of the regular season, and boom. And then, oh, you won your finals. You won the quarterfinals. You're going to, or you got the runner, or, you won the semifinals of the NBA Cup. Here's $100,000, which is chump change that you got to these NBA players. And Then they go to Vegas. Just breaking down the money. You get 530 grand per player. I mean, that's great. It's $530,933 per player. Most of these guys are making like 30 million a year. They probably spend 500 grand in a week, in a month, maybe. I'll give them a month. I'll give them a month. I mean, I'm sure that's great. If you're on a minimum, it definitely helps, but like, it used to be something more, you know? Are we doing anything for charity? Is any of this money going to charity? Let me look that up as well. Does any of this money go to charity? Or are we just putting this in people's pockets? Karl-Anthony Towns. Let me see. I believe Karl-Anthony Towns donated. Tyre Kolek said that he bought his mom a car with the money the Knicks got for making it to the quarterfinal. It's a nice. Should Probably should just buy your mom and dad a car with your contract. What's Tyler Kolek's contract? Sure, it's in the middle. I'm sure it's in the seven figures. Might be the first, 4 year, $9 million. Yeah. It's like, oh, you bought your mom a car. Like you probably should. I know I sound like a huge hater, but it's like I'm not hating on Tyler Kolek. I'm not hating on anybody for if these players want to take this 500 grand and just throw it in their pocket, that's fine. But we need to be playing for something more. Josh Hart said he's gonna buy a watch. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to donate his winnings to the charities in the Dominican Republic. See, that's nice. He's playing for guys and coaches who don't make as much as some guys on the team. Like this is just like just such a like just a spit in the face to like just working people. I don't know. I think this is the dumbest part is what you're playing for. Because if it's for the guys and coaches that don't make as much, why don't you have them play in it? Have the second strings, have the G League. Why don't you have the G League do that? I'm not sure if there's an incentive for the G League championship. Incentive. Is there a G League incentive for winning? That's a good question. Probably just hand you like a Wawa gift card and then maybe some team gear. I wonder what they do some research. I'm actually curious because that would be interesting if the G League gave a cash incentive for winning their championship. Because I believe you can make I believe now they're paying like 40 grand, 40 grand or so for the if you're in the G League. It's interesting, but yeah, getting back to the NBA Cup, I don't. Why do they? I don't know. It just like you're just giving them more money. Doesn't really make sense to me. I think there needs to be something a little bit more important at stake, and I think these guys just need to take the money and give it to charity. They need to give all this 500 grand, all the 500 grand they're winning to charity, or the coaches. Maybe there's a coach that's you know only making 100 grand a year. Give that to one of the coaches. That'd be nice. Get his family a little vacation. Stupid. Rich get richer, I guess. talk about this Adam Silver headline. Adam Silver came out last night. Adam Silver came out last night in a news conference before the Cup game last night. Talked about expanding the NBA. He said, in terms of domestic expansion, that is something we're continuing to look at. They're looking at Vegas. They're looking at Seattle, other markets as well. So probably there's probably going to be an expansion that in coming. I would say by the end of the decade, especially because they just expanded the WNBA. A business that's losing money. The WNBA has never profited. Just want to throw that out there. So they're probably going to need to make some of that money back. Doing so, they're probably going to expand the WNBA. They've been talking about it for probably the past 10 years or so. It's looking like that's going to be the case. I should have made sure my microphone was on for a second. One time I did actually record it. No, my microphone muted, so every time I had this like trauma where I have to like make sure it's on, but I digress. Yeah, I mean, one of them's going to be Seattle. They're greedy. They love the pro sports teams love gambling. Pro sports leagues love gambling, so they're going to put it in Vegas as much as they tell you to gamble responsibly. They're going to put a team in Vegas. That doesn't surprise me. There's other markets that are favored. I mean, I know, it's going to be Seattle. They were going to bring the Sonics back. I think if they were to expand the NBA and not bring the Sonics back, there'd be a riot. So I wonder who we're going to be expanding in cities that I mean, if I were personally the commissioner, I would put a team in Springfield, Massachusetts. And I know that sounds really stupid, but let me explain it. That's where basketball was invented. If you got the Basketball Hall of Fame there, they have a court there. So what you could do, like on game days, at Springfield, Massachusetts, let's say for the sake of argument, that Springfield, Massachusetts had a team. Springfield Ballers, we'll call them. You could take that facility, the Basketball Hall of Fame, with its NBA court already. It's got an NBA court they let you shoot around on. They have like all the lines and whatnot. What you could do, use that court as for the NBA games, but for game days before the game starts, maybe like an hour, you close it off in an hour, but have people, come in for the Hall of Fame. And then they could stay for the game. If they have a ticket to the game, they can stay for the game and they can walk around the Hall of Fame. Think about it. Think about it, folks. I don't know if I'm a basketball fan, I'm just thinking about like honoring the history of the game. I would put a team in Springfield, Massachusetts. I would put a team probably in somewhere in Indiana. They love basketball out there. I don't know where, but I would put it somewhere. Baltimore. I think Baltimore would probably be deserving of the team. Pittsburgh, maybe. Maybe it'd be cool to have a team in Pittsburgh, but they have to be good. Pittsburgh fans only like their teams when they're doing well. Let's be honest here. It's tough because a lot of teams in the South, you can't, you could put a team in Louisville, Kentucky, but they really just like college basketball. It's like football. They're not going to put an NFL team in Alabama. They're not going to put another NFL team in Ohio because they have Ohio State. They're not going to put an NFL team in Alabama because they already have the Crimson Tide. That's all they care about. for the most part. It's a list of just the populations. You can also just look at the city populations. One of these is New Jersey. You could honestly bring a team back to New Jersey. You could. Why don't you take the Nets and just put them back in New Jersey? That's where a lot more loved when they were the New Jersey Nets. Because it's a New York market. You have the Prudential Center. It's a fine arena. They host Seton Hall games all the time there. I believe they do other basketball games. I think like the state championship for New Jersey high school basketball is at the Prudential Center. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not big on my New Jersey takes or my New Jersey whatever you call it, census, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, why don't you put a team in I would put a team back in New Jersey. Just thinking about everywhere else. I'm trying to read this article and they make you scroll down a Harry Potter book just to tell you where they think a team should be. People keep saying Mexico City. Um, they have a population of I believe 20 million people or so. Just look at it. How many people live in Mexico City? 9.2 million. Yeah, so there's potential there. Baltimore. Um, they had the Bullets already. They have a decent sports town. New Jersey's up there. I would put a team in New Jersey, personally. Nashville. Uh, could put a team that's back in San Diego, Tampa. It was a fun time when the Raptors were playing in Tampa. Yeah, it's so yeah, you're a little limited as far as where you can sort of put teams. So yeah, it's funny. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be. I mean, they have to put it to even it out. It would have to be. You have to make it a total of 32 teams to even it out. So it's probably one team on the East, one on the West, unless they do two teams on the West, and then they just do Seattle and Vegas, which is very likely for the NBA to do because they're greedy. Sorry if I offended anybody, but the NBA is greedy. I I love them. I love the NBA. I love basketball, but they're greedy. So I think that's the biggest possibility is them going into going to Vegas and Seattle, and then just sort of screw the East. So let me know your thoughts about that. The All Star voting begins today. If you want to do the All Star voting, you go into the now you have to go into the app and you create an account, or you go to nba.com/vote. There's a couple days where your votes will count for 3 times as much. So if that means anything to you, it's December 21st, 25th, the 30th, January 7th, and January 14th. So if you're into that sort of thing, the 3-for-1 votes, go for it. Those are the dates. I'm not going to repeat them because it doesn't mean that much to me. I mean, it does. Not really. I think you sort of know who's going to be leading the All-Star votes this year. It's a shame. I wonder what they're going to do about Chris Paul. I wonder if the team's just going to pick him up and then they're going to make him an All-Star. That's what I would do. If I were a team, even if I were a team and I was struggling to sell tickets, or if I was Like if I was the Jazz, you know what I mean? If I was somebody like that, I would go out and probably go out and sign Chris Paul, make him an all-star, have my fans vote him in for an all-star because if this is his last year, boom, bada bing, bada boom. So I wonder yeah. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's just gonna retire, if that's gonna be it, or what. But I don't know. But yeah, the All Star voting starts today, so that's great. There's some players I do have written down. Um, there's also a new format where two teams of U.S. players and one team of international players. So it's gonna be USA versus World. That'll be cool. Teams will compete in a round robin tournament, 4 12-minute games. 3 teams will have a minimum of 8 players. Wow. Okay. So we're switching it up. We're doing tradition sucks. Screw to the tradition. We're just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep switching it every year. I don't know if I'm just like grumpy or if like the NBA is just upsetting me. It's probably could be both. I think it's more in the NBA just making a dumb decision. Why can't we just have something simple? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I thought it was stupid. The whole like 20, you have to score 21 points every quarter. You have to beat it. I still don't understand that. I just didn't want to. Every time I tried to learn the rules, I just got frustrated. Forgive me. Um, I wrote some players down that I think should be an all-star that haven't been an all-star yet. Um, a couple guys that I really think should be. Starting out with Austin Reeves. I mean, he's just been such a presence for the Lakers. I believe he's still in um, the MVP race. I know he was maybe a month ago or so. He was like he was ranked at 4th in MVP voting. Um, yeah, he's 5th. Using previous, just on average, he's ranked 5th in MVP voting above Cade Cunningham, Luka, Shea, and Jokic. So I think that definitely has something to play in. I think averaging 28, 6, and 7. Can't believe I just said 6, 7. I'm not gonna do the thing. Whatever. But yeah, I think he's deserving to be an all-star. I think he's a fan favorite. I think he's fun to watch. I think he should be an all-star. I like Franz Wagner as well. I think should be an all-star. He's been a huge presence for this Magic team. The reason their offense is so good is him. Shooting 49% from the field, 36% from 3. Uh, yeah, I think he should be an all-star. 23 points a game, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Uh, just a great presence for this Magic team. I think he should. Yeah, I think he should be an all-star. Lastly, I think Jalen Johnson from the Hawks should be an all-star. 23 points, 10.5 rebounds, 8 assists, shooting 50%, 52% from the field, almost 39% from 3. Just a wonderful player. Wonderful player. Explosive, fun to watch. If I'm going to vote for a couple of guys, I think it should be these guys. I mean, we're looking at he's an explosive player. He's athletic. He can shoot the ball. Great player. Great player. Great player. I think if anybody deserves it out of the 3 I mentioned, it's probably Jalen Johnson. Maybe Austin Reeves. But I don't know how many. I think it's only 2 players per team. I think you have to be first in conference to have more than 2 players, more than 2 all-stars. So yeah, just looking at some of these stats for Jalen Johnson. He's been a terrific player. Yeah. It doesn't feel like he's been in the league for 4 seasons at this point, but just making such an improvement this year, and it's showing. It really is. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about that. Let me know if there's somebody I didn't mention that should be an all-star. Let me know. I'm talking about guys that never made an all-star team yet that I think should this year. I would pick Austin Reeves, I would pick Franz Wagner, and I would pick Jalen Johnson. That would be my pick. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. That's going to wrap it up here today. Just tell you if there's any basketball action on tonight. Only 2 games. You got the Cavs and the Bulls. I think the Bulls are going to take it. Cavs have been struggling. And then you got the Grizzlies and Timberwolves. So kind of a snooze fest tonight as far as games. But that's for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of games. So we'll get into that tomorrow. That's going to wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.